is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Big and Blizz podcast. This is episode 38. We are your hosts. I'm Blizzy, and this is Big Mike across from me. And we're starting with a sore subject for me, being a Golden State Warriors fan. Tonight, while we're recording this today, earlier we just watched Game 1 of the first round of the playoffs, the 2023 playoffs, and it was the Kings versus the Warriors. And yeah, I'm not happy at all, to say the least. We watched the game with my screaming ass wife, who's also a diehard Warriors fan, and we lost. It's game 1 of best of 7, but it's a sore subject for me. But Big Mike wanted to start with this shit, so go ahead, Big Mike.
Yeah, San Francisco decided on top of what was it? De'Aaron had 38 points.
De'Aaron Fox looks like Tyreek from Power, from 50 Cent's Power.
After that, they hit the beam button, lit the beam.
They did.
And who was it? Monk.
Malik Monk.
14 for 14, tying a record for most makes without a miss.
For free throws.
For free throws, yeah.
In a playoff game. And then what's his name? Layton. Layton was busting threes.
Yeah, dude, it was
for the Warriors. I mean, for the Kings. It was a very hostile crowd. Like, you only saw like a handful of Warriors fans in the crowd. That shit was so loud. Like,
yeah, they were partying like it was 2006, bro.
Yeah, the last time
they thought they were going to go to the finals.
Dude, like, and their coach Mike Brown, who last season and for seasons up to this season was the defensive coach for the Warriors, which is a big deal because he knows, our coach Steve Kerr's plays and stuff. Which I'm not saying he knows the plays, but he knows the tendencies. He knows the tendencies. Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying he knows the plays. I'm not saying this is cheating. I'm not, dude. They won fair and square. It was a crazy game, but that stadium. Excuse me. The only thing I can compare it to is like when me and David went up to Portland. I saw Dave Chappelle perform at the Moda Center where the Trailblazers play. When Dave came out after the opening acts, that shit, the energy, how loud it got. I've never been in something that intense in my life. But seeing the game tonight at the Golden One Center, where we've been for concerts, just you could hear the energy and how loud it was over the broadcast. Watching it at home, that shit was crazy deafening. Like how you would think. I don't know what's the Seahawks stadium called now. They changed it. I don't know what it's called.
Sponsor is.
Yeah, or like Arrowhead or whatever it is. Arrowhead. Like the Seahawks and the Chiefs always battle back and forth on who's louder. Yeah, that NBA, that's the loudest broadcast I've ever heard. And the Kings fans were out in full, like they were out to get it,
Yeah, I mean, it is only game 1. The tough thing is, like we talked about, and they talked about all night, is the Warriors have not been great on the road.
The Warriors have only won 11 games on the road, and that's 41 games on the road.
Yeah.
They've only won 11. But the crazy thing is, at home, they've only lost like 8. So yeah. It's almost perfect record at home and almost perfect record on the road.
Polar opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
And the tough thing is, after the game was over, I saw something come on the screen, and the Warriors are 6-17 in a series when they lose game 1.
Oh fuck! So I mean, we're not even supposed to thought to be here in the first place. But last season, we went from 2 seasons ago having the shittiest record in the league to last season having one of the shittiest records, and then pulling it out at the end of the season where we needed to get into the playoffs. Yeah. And then we won the whole thing with people hurt and we shouldn't have been there, and it was so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying they can't. I don't think
it's hard. It's hard to beat the Warriors in the best 7.
It is with all the weapons. I don't know. De'Aaron obviously put up 38 tonight. Monk was lights out from the free throw line, and he, I believe, had over 30 points though as well.
The free throw discrepancy though, it's always with the Warriors. Like, they don't get the calls, but other teams do.
And I saw somebody talk about this the other day, and it was talking about how a lot of people in the NBA flop, and the Warriors are one of the few that they don't flop as much, and they don't oversell shit.
Yeah.
And they're also one of the least
or they
get the least fouls called for them.
Yeah.
And so the guy was like, if you're not going to sell, he's like, I don't condone flopping and everything, but if you're not going to sell the fouls, you're not going to get them sometimes.
Yeah. And it makes sense. And that's, what's crazy
and it's tough because like they want to play basketball.
Yeah.
And but they don't want to flop, and they don't want to like sell fouls and shit like that. But it ends up kind of biting them in the ass that they're not playing the same flop kind of sell fouls like the rest of the league.
Everybody else is. And that's, what's crazy is Rudy Gobert came out like a week ago and said that the NBA is rigged, and they were rigging it for the Warriors, and I can't remember which other team off the top of my head, but they're rigging it for like 2 specific teams. They're getting all the calls so they can go on, and the person that like put out the story was like doing the analytics, and they're like, well, no, Gobert and the Timberwolves have had X amount of calls compared to the relatively low Warriors and the other team he had announced. But I'm like, who fucking cares what Rudy Gobert says? He's one. I can't stand him either. Like when COVID was coming out and he was doing the press conference, he was a super spreader through the league. Remember he was at the press conference they're talking about it? And he was like, COVID's a joke, it's a lie, and he was like, watch this. And you start coughing on the microphone. He's like, watch, and he touched the microphone. All the microphones touched the tables, and he was touching his face, and he walked off. And then the next day, that was with the Jazz. The next day, he was the first player in the NBA to get COVID.
And
then he gave it to
the whole squad went out. They were like the first team to be
Donovan Mitchell, because Donovan Mitchell was with the Jazz that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was the second person to get COVID. Everybody got COVID because this dumb piece of shit was out here doing this shit. And then the game before they went to the play-in tournament, he got into it with Kyle Anderson and on the bench, and they were standing there talking, and Rudy reached over and punched him in the chest and shit. And you could see who the teammates really like more than the other, because teammates jumped up and like shoved Rudy and took up for Kyle Anderson. But I've also heard Kyle Anderson is very blunt with the way he talks. He has no chill. Like, he is very blunt to get his point across.
Yeah.
And he's got a real punchable face, even though Gobert didn't go on his face. Kyle Anderson's face just bugs me. But I don't know. It's crazy. Rudy Gobert, I've never cared for him. But it is what it is. But yeah, the Warriors lost tonight. And you said when we were watching the end of the game, you said you saw the stats and the rebounds were a big discrepancy, right?
Well, so because we left for a sec.
Yeah.
And then we came back to the house. And it was just getting to Kerr's post-game when we got in.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about shot selection, because there was a lot of shots.
Forced three-pointers. The Warriors always force three-pointers.
Where it was like quick possessions that they didn't even give it a chance for something else to happen, and they were shooting. And Kerr even said, he's like, that's us.
Yeah.
Like, we just shoot fast. Mm-hmm. And he's like, win or lose, that's us.
Yeah.
He's like, so I'm not, he's like, they weren't necessarily...
Live by it, die by it, yeah.
They weren't necessarily bad selections. He's like, the thing that really bugged him was that they gave up 17 offensive rebounds, and most of those came late in the third and the fourth.
Yeah.
When the run for the Grizzlies, or not the Grizzlies,
the Kings.
The Kings, I don't know why I said Grizzlies.
Yeah.
The Kings were down 10 late in the third, and they finished the third on a 15-4 run.
And those and would they say 10 of those 15 were blatant for the Kings, hitting threes, just banging threes.
And so that is what Kerr's blaming the game on offensive rebounds, which is tough because, like we talked about,
offensive rebounds are the hardest thing to get.
Who's the big man?
Yeah, our big for the Warriors is Kevon Looney, and he's 6'9". That's the tallest player on our team. But what I will say is Looney, we went up against Joel Embiid and the Sixers towards the end of the season, and Joel went off for like 36, but we shut them down. Looney had over 2,500 rebounds this season. He has more rebounds than any other player in the league, which is fucking crazy. Yeah, because he's only 6'9".
Yeah, it's tough when you're trying to out-rebound Sabonis.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and when you watch, and we watched most of the game, you watch the want for the Kings players on a rebound, and then you watch some of the Warriors players, and you're like that corner three.
Yeah. Then it closed out.
Shoots the three, and Clay just like
stood there and
allowed the guy who shot the corner three to get the rebound.
And Clay does that though. Clay does that all the fucking time.
So you watch the Kings when a rebound goes up.
They're fighting for that shit.
You see 4 or 5 jerseys.
Yeah.
With the Warriors, it's like Looney and Draymond.
Yeah.
And maybe you see
Steph,
you see him doing the little sneaky guard shit where they try to sprint.
Yeah.
And he ended with like 7 rebounds.
He always has a big number of rebounds. He has more than
they do
the
that
next guy.
sneaky little guard thing where they try to run in at the last second, and Curry's good at it.
Yeah.
But other than that, the other guards are like just like twiddling their thumbs, like watching the bigs. And bigs, I'm putting that shit in quotes for the Warriors because they're not.
We don't have a big.
That's what I'm saying.
Our big is the size of a power forward.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's what I'm saying. The bigs are down there, 2 of them, but it's like you got 5 men on 2. Mm-hmm. You're going to get out-rebounded.
Absolutely. You know, and you got Gary Payton, who's only 6'2", 6'3". Gary Payton Jr., or the second. And he's out-rebounding some of our bigger players, which is fucking crazy. He's got super hop, super athleticism. And touching back on what I said, Mike Brown, who's the head coach of the Kings, who better be coach of the year after this. There's no reason he shouldn't be. But, you know, he was with the Warriors for a handful of years. He's been with us for all of our chips, our championships and shit. So me and the wife watched earlier before you got here. They were saying that Mike Brown, like when he first came into the organization, he printed up a contract, and he told the players he's not forced them to sign it, but all of them signed, because you don't want to be the one guy that doesn't sign it, you know, and then you look like you're not a team player.
Yeah.
But it was basically being a commitment to being a good teammate, to excellence, to wanting to win. I can't remember the terms that they used, but he had a contract, and all the players signed it, that they were committed to winning basketball and being a team player and just, you know, being not an ambassador to the sport, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't think of the exact terms. I'd have to look it up, but they signed that shit and they hung it in the locker room. They've hung copies of it everywhere. You know, and that's their thing. Like, they touch before they go out in the game. And it's fucking working, man. The Kings went from being the laughing stocks. They almost lost being in Sacramento a few years ago. They were going to get moved to, like, Seattle. And I don't know how they made the bid and got them. They built them a new arena in Sacramento. But they were such a laughing stock of the league that they almost lost their city and got, you know, transplanted somewhere else. But Mike Brown left our organization. I love Mike Brown. And the funny thing is, you saw the reporters outside the stadium leading up to this game were like, Steve Kerr and the Warriors said they love you and they wish you well and they wish you good luck. And what did he say? He said that's a lie. He said they're trying to fuck with me, basically. He's like, they want to kick our ass. I'm not falling for that shit. Yeah. They want to kick our ass. He was like, so until after the series, basically fuck them. Yeah. Even though it was haha, I love them, but fuck them. They heard to do damage and kick our ass. I'm not getting caught up in their games, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and I mean, deep down, like.
Yeah, no, they do want them to go good, but it's also.
But they don't want to.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like the Kelce's when they played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You hope your brother does well.
Yeah.
But you hope he fucking loses too at the same time.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, that's what I was telling you earlier when we were riding around in my truck. Is like, I like Mike Brown. I like the Kings. I mean, we live in Northern California. We live close to the Warriors. We live closer to the Kings.
A lot closer.
And you're a Lakers fan. Yeah, you're a Lakers fan. But if the Warriors can't, if we get knocked out, I want the Kings to do it. I just hate that we have to play each other in the first round because one of us has to go.
Yeah.
Like, I wish we didn't see each other until the Western Conference Finals, you know, or whatnot. Then if we lose, you take it and you salute them and you wish them well. But if the first round, like, fuck me, you know. But if the Warriors lose this series, I'm a Kings fan for the rest of the playoffs, you know, and finals. So that's who I want to see win if the Warriors can't do it. But that's what I have on that.
sticking with the NBA, we have the award finalists.
Oh, yeah. And like I said, Coach of the Year better go to Mike Brown for the Sacramento Kings.
So the finalists for MVP are Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, and Nikola Jokic is going for his bid at the third straight MVP.
In a row.
I don't know. I don't think he'll win his third straight. But there's part of me that thinks that the NBA is going to give him a third straight.
Just because it's never been done before.
Because it'll be, yeah, exactly. Because it'll be a third straight. And it's one of those things like, yeah, Joel should probably win it.
I think Joel should.
But there's not enough discrepancy where if Jokic wins it, you're like, it's rigged.
Yeah.
Because we've gotten books where referees say shit is
rigged. Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Or that referees personally rig it because they have interests.
Yeah. Like that was Phil Donahue or whatever his name is.
Yeah, so we'll see. If Jokic wins it, I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where I guess we'll see. Defensive player, Jaren Jackson from the Grizzlies.
He's earned it.
Brooke Lopez.
Yeah.
The better of the Lopez twins.
Robin's the brother, by the way, yeah, for the people that don't know.
Evan Mobley for the Cavaliers.
I think Jaren Jackson's one. I think he's.
It's tough.
And I hate the Grizzlies. I hate the Grizzlies, but I think
I give a lot of respect that there's two guards up on this list.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy for a guard to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, it's usually whatever.
Because you don't get the blocks, really, that kind of stuff.
Unless you're AI or MJ.
Yeah, you have to be stealing the ball like
crazy.
Most improved, Jalen Brunson.
He should win it. He's put the Knicks on his back.
And then you got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the Thunder. And then our boy, the military brat, Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, for the Utah Jazz. That's a crazy situation. Where's he from? Which country is he from?
Oh.
Because whatever country he's from, I can't remember, they have mandatory military duty.
Yeah, and you have to do it by the time you're 30, I think is that.
So the sad thing is, he's in it for what most improved player of the year?
Most improved player.
He's a good chance he wins it, and he already went, like, the last game that the Jazz played in, he bid his farewell. He's already got his head shaved because after everything's done.
He's from Finland.
Okay. After everything's said and done with the season, he's going out back to Finland and serving his military service. So what is it, 2 or 4 years? Do you know? They should give him a pass, bro. He's an ambassador for Finland. How many Finnish people are in the NBA or professional sports?
Oh, dude, he'll be back. He might even play next season.
Really?
You only have to serve 6 months to a year.
Oh, man. I thought it was like at least 2 years. Like United States 4.
He is choosing because he's only 24.
Oh,
he is choosing to do it at a weird time
in his prime.
Yeah, where he's like you said, most improved. Like his potential to win most improved. Like he's on the up. So,
you'd think you would do it if you didn't make the playoffs. Like, oh, I got free time. Let's go.
Well, his team didn't make the playoffs.
The Jazz didn't?
No,
you're right. So that's okay, that's why he's doing it.
So if he does the 6 months, we're in April, so
yeah.
May, June, July, August, September, he'll be back.
Yeah.
So potentially, that's what I'm saying. So if he had till the age of 30,
yeah,
why not play another 5 or 6? Because he's 24. So say 5 years. Play your 5 more years. Go do your 6 months to a year, whatever it is. And then you can ride off into the sunset a millionaire.
Maybe he figured because they didn't make the playoffs, get it done and over with. Because you don't know what the next where you're going to be next season, what team you're going to be with.
But if he has to do a full year, then he's sitting out not playing not doing basketball stuff for a whole year.
Yeah, but if it's a minimum of 6 months, they'll probably let him off. He's what, damn near 7 foot tall. They'll probably let him off and after 6 months.
I think they'll let him off with the shortest possible. I think this is, and I'm gonna say this, I think it's more for Finland, more of a like publicity thing.
Yeah, like everybody.
Look at him. He's a very dutiful countryman.
Yep.
Like
he's a good representative of the country. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
He's upstanding, like Pat Tillman for the U.S.
Yeah, but Pat Tillman was different. He didn't have to.
He didn't have to. But
he did it because
he's
like,
brother. You know what I mean? But like in Finland, they're gonna be like, "This is the poster boy." He had the life. You know what I mean? When some people are like, "Why do I have to go into the military?"
Yeah.
In Finland, they're gonna be like, "Look at this. This guy was an NBA star." And he, at a prime age of 24, took a year off from basketball to fulfill his
playing in the best
duty.
league. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that Tillman shit. That's sad, man.
That is sad, and he didn't, like I said, but it's a very similar thing where every football season, Pat Tillman is talked about, and then like he gave up football to go.
And he gave up football completely as one of the best. Wasn't he a Mike linebacker, middle linebacker? He was. I think he was. Either way, like he wasn't a slouch. Like this was a hard hitting, tough nosed motherfucker. Like Pro Bowl, like for the Cardinals, right? Arizona Cardinals. Yeah. But it's crazy. He went over there to basically serve and protect his brother, and told them that if I'm enlisting, I'm going over there. And this is after 9/11, where we were all patriotic, you know.
Yeah.
But his death is still a conspiracy, because there's a lot of facts that say it was friendly fire, and it wasn't him being killed by the terrorists or Taliban or, you know, Al Qaeda, whatever. It was friendly fire, and it was a big cover up. And I mean, you can look at that shit on ESPN. They've done reports about how everybody believes it was friendly fire, and they covered that shit up. But Tillman is a fucking hero. He is always will be a hero.
And so, moving on with more honors, the Rookie of the Year would be Paolo Banchero of Orlando, Walker Kessler of the Jazz, and Jalen Williams of the Thunder.
Jalen Williams, I think, will win that one. That's my opinion.
I don't know. Banchero's been like, he's like that dark horse. I feel like beginning of the year you didn't really expect him to be the guy, but he kind of became the guy.
Yeah.
Sixth man would be Malcolm Brogdon from the Celtics, Bobby Portis of the Bucks.
I like Bobby Portis.
And Emmanuel Quickley of the Knicks.
Hey, real fast on the OKC Jalen Williams. Do you know that OKC has 2 Jalen Williams, both rookies this season? One spells their name Jalen. The other one spells their name Jaylen. They're both Williams. And they both have like big shaggy hair and kind of droopy faces. No, look it up, bro.
You know what's funny is like it's like when they do that, when they have the same last name and they hit the first letter, right?
The J dot, yeah.
But the problem is they can't J dot this.
Well, usually they just put Williams on one and J dot on the other, you know? But yeah.
So they gotta be like, what is it, J-A-Y? They gotta get like
J-A-Y, J-A-L.
4 letters into this thing just to fucking decipher which one's which.
That's hella funny, though. But yeah, Jalen Williams
And then the clutch player of the year, Jimmy Butler, Miami Heat. DeMar DeRozan, Chicago Bulls. De'Aaron Fox, Sacramento Kings.
I like DeMar. After tonight, De'Aaron Fox.
If they use tonight,
they can't. They're not supposed to, but we know they do.
If they look at tonight's footage, De'Aaron Fox wins that.
Yeah, 100. They're not supposed to, because it's supposed to be regular season.
Yeah.
But we all know it's biased.
Well, that's the thing is, if they want the bias out of it, the vote has to happen
before playoffs start.
Because human brain, it's last thing. So like, if you're hanging out with your girl, you guys could be cool. She punches you in the mouth. The last thing you're going to remember
is that punch in the mouth.
Exactly. Or if, say, fucking dad's never been around in your life, and all of a sudden he comes in and buys you a fucking house.
Yeah.
Dad of the
year.
That clouds your shit for a little bit.
Yeah.
You may come back to reality a little later and be like,
right, this guy was a deadbeat.
Exactly. So, I think if you want it to be true regular season, no cloud, no bias, you got to have the votes. And I don't know, maybe they do have the votes already in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think they do because there's a lot of bias that goes. You always see that shit.
And so, if they want it to be truly regular season only, the vote has to happen before the play-in even starts.
I agree, and I think we've talked about this with the NFL honors before too.
Yeah, because they wait till Pro Bowl week to announce the winners,
or at least have all the votes, like you said, come in before the playoffs start. But let the public know that the votes have been registered and counted.
But the problem with that is, especially with if you do it like the NFL, you do it before wild card. That's like a month and a half.
Yeah.
I think the NFL is just worried about if they wait that long, there's gonna be a leak somewhere.
Oh, it's true.
So, and I'm not saying I think they should vote before the preseason or the postseason,
but at least do it leading up to the playoffs, like in the.
That's what I'm saying. You should do it before the playoffs.
Yeah.
But just announce it. Do the announcements.
I agree.
Before the playoffs.
I agree, 100%.
Because there is the possibility that some rogue person says, "Hey, bro, I can slide this off to Bleacher Report for $500K
or $1 million." Yeah, exactly. No, you're right.
And then the last ones that we have, NBA has posted right now is Coach of the Year, Mike Brown, obviously.
He better fucking win that. And before tonight, I said this too.
Mark Daigneault, he's the OKC's coach. I probably butchered that last name.
Yeah.
It's Daigneault.
Yeah, you're probably good. And then Boston's coach.
Yeah, Joe Mazzulla. Not the one who hooked up with the office chick.
Yeah, that was married to Nia Long, was married. Dude, I just don't like...
still, I'm going to say this on record again.
We've said this.
Does not... Yes, morally wrong.
Yeah.
But does it constitute being fired from your job, essentially?
Well, suspended for a year, yeah.
You know, no, I don't think it does.
Mike Mazzulla, as the coach said?
Joe Mazzulla is the guy who filled in.
Watching him on TV every time the Warriors played the Celtics, or watching Celtics play, this motherfucker always has gum in his mouth on the side, like when he's coaching, and he's an open mouth chewer. The fucking worst, bro. Jesus Christ, with his fucking...
that cow chew?
Yes.
Like a cow yes.
With his fucking deep, fucking, like, raper eyes. Like, look him up. Oh, my God, dude.
Oh, I saw his picture. He showed us a picture of him.
You see his eyes? Like, look through your fucking soul?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't fuck with him. No. Ain't happening. But, still with NBA news, though. So Michael Jordan's last dance shoes, I think he wore them like game 2 of that 98 playoff series against the Jazz. They're the Jordan 13s. Went to auction, game worn, and they sold for $2.2 million. I think it was like $2,276,000, whatever. So it broke a record of.
Say they missed it, dude.
The 223? Yeah, right?
I got it to 2.3.
Almost. It was almost there, too.
That's what I'm saying.
It broke a record for being the most expensive shoes ever at auction, which, I mean, yeah. I understand that, but...
Especially game-worn Jordans.
Game-worn. And I'm sure you could probably get him to sign them if you... Well, who knows? He's kind of a prick to fans, from what I understand.
He really, like... It's one of those things,
he's
like,
not
I feel
humble
like
at all.
You gotta catch him in a good moment.
You gotta catch him buzzing.
Like, because it's either he's going to be a fucking dick.
And he'll clown you.
And make fun of you and whatever. Or it's going to be, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
But the, yeah, sure is far and few.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're going to have to catch him, like, at the perfect moment to get that.
Buzz after he just won a fucking Vegas 100,000 or, well, for him.
Oh, well, on a side note, I've been playing PGA Tour a little bit.
On PS or
on the PC. I mean.
Yeah, PC.
And on there they talk about, because Jordan he built a golf course, but it's specific to his flaws.
Oh God.
So like if he, and I don't know how but if he pulls like his shots fade left, all of the fairways are literally
to the left,
perfectly faded to where. So they call it. Oh, what is it called?
a handicap course.
No, they call it like, because you know how he likes to gamble.
Yeah.
So people that go play him, like people that are good,
They lose because
and literally like where his drives normally hit, it's a wider fairway. So and then like other spots where like guys who can hit farther, like pro golfers, it'll be more narrow. And he literally, I can't think of the name that they use.
Some better shit.
It's like
gambler.
It's like Death's golf course or something. They call it that because literally, if you go on, it's literally like, why would you play him on it? Because everything is. He literally had it built and crafted
to his handicaps.
To his handicaps.
Fuck. That's crazy. He's a smart motherfucker, dude. And
but competitive people.
They're competitive.
They still
I'm
out there
a pro.
And beat you on your shit.
Yeah. Damn, you imagine that? And he probably puts up big money for that. That's crazy.
Yeah, and they bring it up all the time because you know how on sports video games especially.
Yeah, they repeat.
They run out of like lines
dialogue,
all the time, so you just keep hearing the same shit. So yeah, I hear it all the time.
That's fucking wild. But only MJ would do that. That's fucking crazy. He can never take a loss.
Yeah, so it's called the Grove 23 XX.
Where is it, in Florida?
His cover design layout is designed to give him an advantage against other players.
Fuck. That's smart as shit.
Slaughterhouse 23. That's what they call it.
Damn.
I knew it had to do something.
That's even worse.
Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, the pro golfer.
Yeah, said this on Golf.com's podcast. Why? Then the pros, PGA pros, call it Slaughterhouse 23.
Oh, shit.
So it says the shorter you drive, the wider the fairway is.
Oh, God.
He can basically hit driver on all par 4 and 5s. He said, and if I want to hit driver, I have to kind of put it a bit in a tighter spot.
That's fucking hilarious.
He said, obviously, you can play shorter to try to play. It's a disadvantage because that's not how you play.
Yeah, pros. That's fucking hilarious.
It gives him the advantage. Fowler added that he has to give Jordan 10 shots during a round.
That's the handicap?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, dude. That's fucking... He's too smart. Oh, so that makes sense, because you know what's funny? Is 21 Savage, the rapper, a year ago put out a song called Slaughterhouse 21. And the whole music video was themed golf. So...
Oh, really?
That makes I never understood that. But now that's making a lot of sense. That's making a lot of sense then.
And it's funny because people say Jordan's not actually that bad of a golfer.
Yeah. That's what I've heard the same thing.
And Jordan is well known to trash talk the whole time because he only will do it one-on-one.
No shit.
You only play the 18 holes or whatever one-on-one. It's not like a group thing. It's
what a dickhead.
And they say that the fairways are not the only thing that is played to Jordan's strengths. He hired Bobby Weed, who's like one of the most renowned golf course designers.
That's what I would say. To mastermind that's some genius shit. And you're designer. Florida. Yeah, that's why I was asking. I think, yeah.
So it says that it's even because Florida has special winds because of like the coastal line and stuff. Yeah. That's factored into how this course was designed.
There's only 25 members for Grove 23. It's a golf club, and there's only 75 members. That's crazy. Hopefully to be 76 in the next few weeks.
This isn't the first time Jordan's created an advantage for himself when there's betting on the line. During his playing days, the scoreboard at the United Center would show the animated bull races. Jordan would find out which bull would win
from
someone the night before, and then bet
his
players
teammates,
hundreds of dollars on the race.
He'll bet, like, if you're at a restaurant and you both have waters, he'll bet you that he can drink his water faster. I've heard Kobe talk about having lunch with Jordan and other celebrities. Like, he will be like, I bet you I drink my water faster. I bet you, like, everything's competitive with him, bro. Like, his brain does, it's like, not to sound bad, but it's like Asperger's in a sense of competitiveness.
Yeah. And so he opened the club in Hobe, Hobe Sound, Florida, in the fall of 2019. And Fowler is just one of the fewer than 100 members to play there. Fellow golfer Phil Mickelson accompanies Fowler as two of the club's biggest name members.
It's 227 acres.
The Jordan appears to have kept the membership small to ensure it's one of the most exclusive clubs to get into.
And all people he's beat, probably. You know?
Well, and the crazy thing is, the most exclusive, like, PGA one to be a part of is the Masters.
Yeah.
There's only 300 members for that golf course.
Well, apparently this is the most exclusive
Well, I'm
now.
saying, like, yeah, so Jordan had to be competitive.
Yeah.
And had to be more exclusive than the most exclusive.
I'm surprised he limited to 23 members, you know?
Exactly,
That's crazy. So I don't know much about golf. So the Masters, I thought it was like a tour.
No, so the Masters is like...
a club.
The course where they play the Masters...
Yeah.
It has a club.
Okay, but that's the 300?
Yeah, and it's only 300, and you have to be... And it's at Augusta National. That's where it's at.
That's where it was.
Golf club. 300, and you have to be, say, like, when someone passes away or someone leaves the club, whatever, you have to be invited. It's not like you can buy your way in, blah, 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 blah. That's where, if you've ever seen Tiger or Phil or any of them, they get their green jacket.
Yeah. So that makes them a member?
A member, yeah.
Oh, so these players are playing in an invitational, and the winner of the whole thing gets invited as a member?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just like
obviously they win money too, but...
Oh, yeah, and sponsored, but I thought that was just another, like, tour kind of thing, you know?
The crazy thing with the Masters, and I only found this out recently, is that they purposely... There's, like, a lot of rules because it's a very strict...
Exclusive, yeah.
Like, when you go there, you can bring a lawn chair, but the lawn chair can't have arms. You can't have resting arms.
That's weird.
And so you can get a little lawn chair, you put it down next to the greens or wherever.
If you're a member or just a spectator?
No, if you're a spectator.
Oh, okay.
And dudes will literally, like, set up, like, if you want to be, like, on the 16th or the 18th.
What are the big holes, the popular ones?
You'll put your chair down.
Yeah.
And it just has your name tag on the back. And you can put it there. No one will touch it. It's like, you could literally set it up 3 hours before that hole will even be played. Just because of how prestigious this court. No one's going to move no one will touch your chair. Just out of, like, respect.
But why can't I have arms?
It's just one of the rules. And then another thing
They don't want people resting? The fuck?
I don't know. They're like concessions. You could buy every item on the menu for a combined price of $66. That's how cheap the shit on the menu is.
What do they sell?
Their merchandise, because the only time you can buy Masters merchandise
is during the Masters event.
It makes $850,000 an hour.
Holy shit!
The merchandise does.
So they just produce all year until the Masters event.
Yeah, like.
And then you can buy it online during the Masters event too.
No, you can only buy, like, actual branded Augusta National stuff at the event.
Oh,
you have to be there.
It's exclusive. So yeah, if they're making $850,000 an hour, so a hat's probably going for like $1,000 then.
Or I don't know how much their hats go for, or they're just selling mass quantities.
Yeah, but I'm sure. But think about how many people are allowed to go there. There's a cutoff. There's a limit. No, it's not like a football field.
For spectators, they allow the tickets are stupid cheap for spectators too.
Really?
Because they want when it's there to be accessible.
Impact.
For people to watch but they want the membership.
Yeah,
exclusive. For like a year-round thing to be super exclusive.
So how does that work though? If you win the Masters, and they do a Masters every year, right?
Yeah. And
think about if somebody were, and usually it doesn't happen this way, but it could if somebody new one every year, like somebody who hasn't won before. Then how can they cap it at 300?
Because
are they like, oh shit, we got a new person, the old timer, you gotta go. Well,
what it probably happens is because. Say 300. There's not 300 people alive that have won a Masters.
Gotcha.
So that probably say it gets to a point where it goes year over year. Someone new is winning. Mm-hmm. They're probably going to push out someone who's a paid member.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Because they have to have year-round members that play the chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing is, on Augusta National, no cell phones allowed, period.
Like, even in your pocket?
Period. Nope.
You can't even...
Nope. You pull out a cell phone and you could lose your membership. You could get kicked out.
You have to leave it in the lockers.
Yep.
Gotcha.
They have, throughout the 18 holes, like, if you're ever invited to play by a member, they have, like, literally phone booths. You don't have to pay for the...
Yeah.
But you could make a phone call if you needed to.
Gotcha.
From the phone booths.
Gotcha. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude. And the sand that's on Augusta National
is... An actual beach?
No, it's not even like... It's not even actual, like, sand. If you get caught trying to take some of it, you can go to jail.
This is an old whites club.
It's super, like...
Exclusive old whites. So Tiger winning must have fucking put a shock through that whole... Stop playing. Like, no, that's like crazy.
It's like, yeah, like if you try to take the sand from it, it's like huge.
Yeah, it's against the law and shit. They get those backwood fucking hillbilly ass laws down there in Augusta, Georgia too. Whoever's lining the pockets makes the rules.
So yeah, so the sand, it's there's 44 bunkers, and it's like this pure white.
She said pure white. It's an old whites club.
I'm trying to see what... I saw something the other day on what it was made of. It's like...
Glass. Sand's usually made of glass.
Yeah, it's some crazy... Oh, it's pure quartz. It's
shit.
Finely ground quartz.
So they produce their own sand. They don't import.
It comes... So this material can cost as much as $20,000 a ton.
What the fuck? And how many tons is each bunker?
Oh, I don't even...
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it literally... If you get caught, it's considered theft.
Yeah, because they produce it. They own it.
Yeah, they have it brought in and everything.
Well, manufactured.
Yeah.
Because it's not from the beach.
No, yeah, it's literally quartz that's ground down. I knew it was some weird... Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. They put weight... And that's... Golf is crazy. I wish I knew how to play. That'd be kind of cool to learn. And I'm not against learning sometime in the future. But it's like Robin Williams, his comedy special, R.I.P. back in the day, talking about inventing a sport. You take a ball and you hit it with a curved stick. And then what? And then you follow it on foot. And then you do what? You hit it again. And you do what? You hit it again. And you do what? And you hit it in a hole. Like, it's a crazy sport. How people think NASCAR is, left turn, left turn, left turn.
Yeah.
Golf is kind of, like that too.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, like, I've played golf a few times. Not great at it.
I went to the driving range. Never played. I've done miniature golf. Driving range, bro. I was a teenager. Nope. I couldn't. I tore up more fucking grass than I hit balls.
Yeah, no, it's wild.
There's a lot of skill in that shit.
It really is.
It's all skill. What the fuck am I saying?
And they've talked about sometimes, like, Tiger, he's had knee surgeries. Mm-hmm. They say that the G-forces, when he would pivot on that front knee, was almost like getting into a 60-mile-an-hour car crash every single time he drove the ball.
It's like a running back every time they run the ball.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And that's... I don't run out and buy PGA Tour, but it was on sale for like $30 on PC.
I've never played it, but that seems like
really literally fun. The thing is, like, when I play Madden, like against the computer,
it's easy.
It's literally on all Madden. I literally try to build the shittiest team so that it's anywhere near, like,
evenly matched.
Like, and on PGA, dude, I won. I literally have played countless because I started my career. I have one win. That's it.
Holy shit! Not Masters, is it?
No, no. So you have to start in the lowers and you have to work your way up to earn your pro card. It took me like 6 tries just to earn my pro card.
Jesus Christ!
And then I got one PGA win, and I'm like, dude, this. Because the thing is, like, I'm not going to, because most golf tournaments are 4 days. So you play, and then each day they cut a few from the thing. Like, bro, I'm not playing the same course.
Yeah.
So I have it on 2 days. So I play one day, and there's a cut, and then I play a second day. And, dude, some days I come into that second day, and I'm ahead. And then something fucking happens, dude. I'm like...
Fuck all that.
And so that's why I play it, and that's why I respect the sport. I don't think I'll ever put the time in that it would take to be anywhere near good at it.
What, like in real life or video game? I don't know. I think maybe me and you should just go to the course with some beers and fuck off until we get somewhat good. Let's just go fuck off.
The last time I played golf.
But the shitty thing is I don't day drink, so that's the problem.
So, last time I played golf, it was here in town before the new owners took over the golf course.
Gotcha.
Played in a tournament with Drew Poppleton.
R.I.P.
His dad. And one of Drew's friends. We were all on the same team. And it was, you just played the best ball. I think it's called Scramble, I think that's what it is. We used my shot one time for the whole 18-hole tournament. And then
because Drew could play.
Drew and his dad and his buddy were really good.
Yeah, I know Drew was good. He was always playing.
And, well, back then, I don't know if his dad still does, you can rent storage space for your clubs and your golf cart.
Okay.
His dad had that shit.
Their
shit was stored out there.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is now or whatever. And we took second in that tournament.
Holy shit. Not off you.
Not off me. And so the funnier part is there was a pink ball. Each team had to take the pink ball, and each hole someone else had to use that ball. If it was lost, you got 5 strokes added to your score.
Oh shit.
If you brought it back, they would take 5 strokes off of your score.
Oh shit.
So legit, when it was my turn to hit that bitch,
you just putted it?
I just knocked it like 3 feet in front of me, bro. I was not losing that motherfucker.
That's hella funny.
I have fun, and it was, like, we drank and we had fun. And it was actually a fundraiser for the Christian high school that's actually not even here anymore.
Yeah, Sacred Heart.
Yeah, they closed down the one here in town.
During COVID, yeah.
It was actually, it was a fundraiser for that, and they were bringing around free Jell-O shot. I'm like, whoa, what kind of...
Yeah, Christian?
Yeah.
Shit, you take the blood of Christ.
Yeah, dude, it was fun. But yeah, that was the last time I played actual golf.
We need to start. We need to go check it out. We need to. Let's shake on that right now. Let's go figure it out. Let's go.
Some clubs?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, fucking borrow some. I don't give a fuck. I'll go out there. I'll find some plaid pants and a fucking weird hat. Go get it. We'll go out as the most cliche golfers ever. That's the deal. We have to go out in the most cliche shit.
Like 3/4,
Yeah. And then both of us are fucking DUI in that golf cart.
Put the fucking, what is it, the little...
The visor. Yup.
Oh, I wasn't talking about the visor. I was talking about like the...
Oh, the Bagger Vance hat and shit? Okay, I feel it. Let's get it. Let's do that. How the fuck did we get from shoes and... Oh, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan. Yeah, Michael Jordan. That's what I have with the NBA. I mean, there's a lot of playoff shit going on. I don't want to talk about the NBA.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I saw this article. It's on Yahoo Sports. And it's talking about a way too early mock draft for the 2024 class, so next year.
For NFL?
No, NBA.
Oh, NBA, okay.
And it's projecting, and this is
okay.
Bronny James, who still is undecided, hasn't chose where he's going to go.
Oh, yeah, he's in high school still, huh? So he has to do 1 year of college.
Or
Oh,
Ignite.
he can do Ignite, you're right. But he doesn't need that. It'd better suit him to go to college and learn more.
Honestly, the thing is, they have him going 24th overall. So 24th pick in the first round. I think, since Bronny does come from money,
yeah,
it would be better suited for him to go to the G League Ignite or the Overtime Elite. One of those teams that is super basketball focused.
Yeah.
Because I think he needs to polish his game against some better talent.
Like some pro talent, like G League.
To prove whether or not he actually is NBA ready.
What about the Baller League? Big Baller. No, I'm kidding. Anyways.
Because if, say, basketball does fail, he could easily pay for an education.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? It's not one of these kids like... that comes off the street,
like Jello,
where they can't afford to go to college. So use your athletics to get you your college, and then try basketball.
Yeah, hopefully you make it.
Bronny has the opportunity because of who his dad is to focus on basketball, and if that fails, he can go back to school.
But see, my thing is, even where he's at right now, being slated to go so high in the draft, or what did you say, high or low?
24,
low. It would be low.
Like,
I mean,
almost the end of the first round.
That's what I'm saying. And is it high, or is it considered high or low? Closer to first, is that low or high?
Closer to first is high.
So going so low, when his dad pays $1.5 million a year to get his body right, and has all these trainers, you would think that Bronny would be there. Taking advantage of that too. You think that he'd be looking like a fucking first round pick, like Melo Ball was looking like a high pick before he went to Australia, before he could even go to the draft. You know, so it doesn't make sense. Like, your dad is right now the greatest player on the earth, the current, and one of the greatest, arguably the greatest player to ever play.
Yeah.
You know how I feel. I'm older. It's MJ to the death. I think, and I said MJ. I mean, you both, MJ, Kobe, LeBron. But with him passing fucking Kareem, I think it might be more like MJ, LeBron, Kobe. You feel me?
Oh yeah, and I mean, and especially if LeBron's able to win another title.
Yeah.
That.
Because right now. He's got 4, but I call it 3.5. We call it 3.5 because that was a COVID championship.
Yeah,
that's an asterisk, and you're a Lakers fan, and he won that for your team. So
and I mean, it's just hard. Honestly, it's from listening to the guys that played in that gym.
Yeah, it was a shooter's gym.
It wasn't a normal.
Yeah, everything
NBA
was off.
Gym.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it was regulationally sized.
Well, yeah,
but just the way that it played and the way it's just different.
The depth perception was a shooter's gym. You didn't have all the seats and the darkness behind it and all the shadowing. So, but still, and not everybody was in it. That's another thing. A lot of great players opted out. Yeah. So you weren't playing against the best competition that you would be if it was a regular season, you know?
Yeah, so I'm just saying if he gets to 5...
Yeah, which in our book 4.5. But
potentially, I mean, I'm not saying he can... But there is potential that he gets to 6.
Yeah.
If he continues to play for as long as he says he wants to play.
Yeah.
He could potentially get to 6.
I mean, they won. They're in the playoffs right now. Like, could they do it? Yes. Will they? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening. Dude, AD is fucking 30, but his body's built like he's 50.
And so if he gets to 5 or 6 championships, then it's like, arguably, like at that point.
I don't know though. I mean, yeah. So MJ's 5 for 5 with MVPs and finals. He's been there 5 times and won all 5.
Yeah.
But also he has numerous defensive player of the years, numerous scoring titles.
I know, but I'm just
LeBron doesn't have all those other accolades that go with the finals and the finals MVP.
Yeah, and like everybody said, if Jordan wanted to play forever, he could have
passed the points. Yeah.
Passed the points too. So that's what I'm saying. It just gets, if LeBron, and it's a big, huge if he gets to 6 championships, then it starts to make the conversation a little harder.
A little harder, but I still put MJ.
I personally put MJ because of the consistency. 5
for 5.
5 for 5.
5 MVPs, and also, like I said, numerous defense player of the year.
Yeah.
Numerous scoring titles. Numerous All-Pro first team.
I also believe that MJ has a mindset. If LeBron had the mindset that Kobe and MJ had,
it would have been over. Competition would have been over.
There would be no competition. This man would probably hit double-digit championships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If he had that mindset.
Yeah. Do you ever see? I mean, MJ did it when he took the time off from the Bulls, but I made a movie. But you didn't see Kobe in any fucking movies because he was so focused doing 3 days when they weren't doing any, even in the offseason.
Half of the reason, and this part of the reason, I don't know half, part of the reason he changed his number.
Mm-hmm. LeBron?
No, Kobe.
Oh, Kobe. Yeah.
Because 24 was how many hours a day he spent thinking about basketball.
See, I saw another player, I think it was KG, said that Kobe told him that he changed his number to 24 because it was one better than MJ, and he said he was better than MJ. That's supposedly what he told. That's what KG's been saying.
Either way,
and it makes sense, both of them.
It's just that competitiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Like LeBron just doesn't have that in him.
No.
When he went, he wore 23, and all of a sudden
he went to 6. Yeah.
Because I want to respect MJ.
Mm-hmm.
But you put on 6. Do you not realize who wore 6?
Well, Russell.
Dr. J.
Oh, Dr. J. Yeah, Dr. J. My bad.
Like, you're just out here.
Russell was 11, right? No, 6.
You might have been 2, but I'm just saying, like, you're just out here, like, okay, you want to not wear 23? Like,
after you've worn it this whole time?
Yeah.
No, just, he flips and flops, but that's like, you see all the YouTube fucking compilations of him lying. Just the lies, just everything. Oh yeah, I knew that. Like what? Like no, just the lies he does. You guys can look up LeBron James lies on YouTube, and you'll see 15, 20, 30-minute videos of interviews where he's bold-faced lying about shit. But he filmed Space Jam 2 while he's still playing, which I get it. People film movies, but if you're trying to strive for the best, Kobe never filmed a fucking movie. I don't think he was in movies. Yeah, he did some music video shit. That's how he met Vanessa on the set of one of the music videos. That's some short shit. That's not 6 months, 8 months a year filming a fucking movie. MJ filmed a movie when he was retired from basketball, and they had off time. But
baseball retirement or real retirement?
Yeah, that retire. Yeah, baseball retirement. He played baseball, when he was forced to retire because of his gambling and shit in the NBA. But they didn't do extracurricular activity shit when they were in the seasons. And Kobe was in season, every off season, in season, no matter what, for 18 seasons. He didn't do shit but basketball. And I was talking to the wife the other day about that. Like, I'm surprised his fucking relationship with his wife lasted, because he put more time into basketball than he did with family, if you think about it.
Well, and not to bring up the helicopter, but the reason he got the helicopter?
Just spend more time with family since he was retired.
No, he got that pre-retirement.
Well, he did. Because he was chartering, but yeah.
Yeah, because he wanted to be able to get, because down there traffic's shit.
Oh yeah, always.
He wanted to be able to get to practice and get to things.
That's right.
Faster, so that he would have more time to practice.
Yeah, and see his family.
And more time to be able to do things with his family.
Yeah.
That's the only reason
he started chartering the helicopter.
He started doing helicopter shit.
Yeah.
It's the same thing if you look at NASCAR guys.
Mm-hmm.
If you look into it,
Mm-hmm.
most NASCAR racers
Mm-hmm.
either have their pilot's license
Mm-hmm.
or own a plane.
Mm-hmm.
Because if, say, you live in Florida,
Mm-hmm. North Carolina's most of it, but yeah.
if you live somewhere over there and you got to race in Texas, and then you got to go from Texas to Nevada or wherever,
To California, yeah.
you take your plane and you fly home and see your family,
Mm-hmm.
and then fly and meet.
Yeah, so that's like Bubba, not Wallace, not NASCAR, motocross. Bubba, he was a black rider, African American motocross rider who was a champion for a long time. He had his own show, and he had his big tour bus, as they all do, and he wouldn't ride in the tour bus he would private jet to the races, and his tour bus, his driver would be there the day before, just so he had his tour bus to lounge on, sleep on. After the race, he'd fly home or fly to the next destination and meet his driver with his bus. So you think tour bus with the whole bedroom? Oh yeah, you're on the bus. You're like rappers or musicians in general.
Yeah.
Go from city to city on a bus. No, these super athletes, the motorsports especially, they, like you said, they either have their own plane they fly or are chartered to the destination, but their bus is already there waiting for them.
Because they want to cut out. And there's a couple business guys on TikTok that talk about it. You don't buy a plane is not an investment.
No, it's a tax write-off.
One, it's a tax write-off, and two, it's so that you can get things done in a faster time.
Absolutely, you got training
instead
to
of
do
driving somewhere or having to wait for a commercial plane and like get layovers and all this crap. Jets and helicopters for smart business people are only to allow you to have more hours in the day to do the things you want to do. That's it. For some of these people who aren't smart business people, it's just a way to flex and show clout and all that. But for smart business people, it is a way to give yourself more time in the day. And that's why Kobe started using the helicopter. That's why, if you look, Dale Earnhardt Jr., I don't know if he has his license or if he
I think
flies
he does.
very regularly.
Yeah.
You've seen recently, in the past couple of years,
The influx of it.
Well, you've seen a couple where their small little Cessnas or whatever that they're flying crash, actually. And there's been like NASCAR guys, they've been okay after the accident.
Yeah, luckily.
But they all have, and that's when it came out, like, why do you guys all have planes? Why is there so, like, and it's because they understand that, like, if they're in California, their wife can't go to everything if they have kids. And so they have to have a faster way to get across the country than driving.
And see, that's the shitty thing. You think with Kobe, with how dedicated he was to learning and mastering every facet of his life, that he would have gotten it, and maybe he would have gotten into it if he wouldn't have met his untimely demise. But that shit, man, we talked about this on the podcast. That shit still hurts to see that. Even though I wasn't, for the longest time, I thought Kobe was a ball hog. And we've had these talks because you're a Lakers fan back years ago. I was like, he's one of the greatest, don't get me wrong. I respect his game, but he's a ball hog. And just, I started, like, not, like, weirdly, but falling in love with the man towards the end of his career and seeing what he was doing off the court. And it really made me kind of invest in watching what he does on the court and seeing his true beauty, his true his athleticism and everything that he stood for. And it was crazy because to me, I really became a big fan towards the last couple years of his life, not knowing it was.
Yeah.
And then that shit happened that morning, and I remember the wife waking me up like, holy fuck, Kobe Bryant, his helicopter crashed and he's presumed dead. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, for me it was one of those things like, because we've seen the Justin Bieber crash and die, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And you're like, nah, this shit's fake. That was me. I spent like a half an hour straight like trying to find one article that was like,
TMZ always has a real report, yeah.
I'm always like, there's got to be one article that says, nah, this is all fake, like, don't believe it. And it was...
Yeah, and then they were like, his family might have been on. I was like, oh my God. Because we have kids. You have a daughter. You have 2 sons. I have son and a daughter, and it's like, oh my fuck. And then it was, no, they weren't, and there was like, oh my god, thank God, but still. And then it was like, oh, Gigi, and I was like, holy shit. The one that, you know, was his protege, like that was mini Kobe. Like, that shit's sad. And we've talked in depth on this podcast a while ago about the same situation, but that was like the first time I almost cried over a celebrity death. Like, Robin Williams fucked me up. I teared up almost. Kobe hit hard. And then Nipsey, for me, Nipsey Hussle was another one. But that shit's wild, bro. That's just crazy. But you would have figured that Kobe, mastering everything in his life, would have owned a helicopter and had his pilot's license. And the thing with Kobe, if he would have had his license, he'd probably still be alive. Because that pilot was told not to fly. That pilot was told that LAPD's not even flying because of the cloud coverage and how bad the conditions are.
Yeah.
But he wanted to appease Kobe. And I was like, nope, it's Kobe Bryant, I have to. Kobe would have wanted to appease his daughter and be like, I'm not putting her in harm's way. And, I mean...
Well, that's the thing is, if you're not a pilot, which Kobe was not...
No.
You
don't know.
Pay someone...
to tell you yes or no.
To make that decision. And that guy made the decision to fly.
Against everybody telling him not to. Or, you know, the weather reports telling him not to. Even the LAPD was like, we have no police helicopters up in LA. Which they have to be up all the time. We're not flying because of weather conditions. And he was told not. Like, the LAPD's not even flying, it's bad. No, well, it's Kobe Bryant, so I kind of have to. If it would have been his helicopter and he would have been the pilot, I don't think he would have taken that flight because he would have said, no, I'm not going to risk my baby. You know?
And everybody, you mean...
Yeah, well, yeah, but his daughter especially.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I'm not putting everybody's...
Yeah.
But...
R.I.P. to one of the GOATs. But, yeah, Kobe, as much as it's bitter coming out of my mouth, I think LeBron has passed him into number 2. And is working his way to number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it started off of. But anyways, what do you got next?
Mainly the one thing that... There's a couple things from college sports. The big one is Archie Manning.
Nephew of Eli and Peyton Manning.
Has been not named the starter for Texas. Which, it's not a bad thing.
No,
like
he needs to learn.
No number one quarterback has been the starter week 1 of their freshman year since Josh Rosen in 2015, and we all see what happened with his career.
He wasn't even a great backup quarterback in the NFL.
So, I think smart move, redshirt.
Yeah, 100%. Get that extra year.
Yeah, because as a redshirt, you can actually play in like 1 or 2 games or
and
something.
the spring games and shit.
Well, they just did the spring games.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so I think you're still allowed to play in like 1 or 2 games or something like that as a redshirt. So it's not saying he can't get any action.
Well, and you get to work out with the team all season.
Yeah, and the guy ahead of him's, I think, a redshirt sophomore, so a junior school-wise, but sophomore. And he played really good for him last year. He was at Ohio State the year before that, so I think he redshirted at Ohio State, didn't like it over there.
Or went through the transfer portal for a year off and redshirted. But now the transfer portal, I guess the kids don't even have to take a year off anymore. I was watching something, a podcast with some ex-NFL players. They're like, y'all got it easy. Now you could just switch whatever the fuck y'all want to. It was Darren Bates, the Raw Room. And he was like, y'all motherfuckers should switch whenever y'all want to, and you don't have to sit a year out like we used to have to.
That's like that was that North Carolina football coach talking about how college is
that makes sense.
Going away from the amateur where they can literally... Like, they can't switch mid-season.
Yeah, okay, so when we talked about that earlier, I didn't understand exactly why. But now it makes sense because they can switch and not have to... Because you used to have a year off from football or whatever sport if you switch schools. And now they don't have to. So that makes more sense on what you were telling me.
Yeah, because they literally, like I said, they can go to North Carolina, which isn't a great football school. It's okay. They can go over there ball out, and then
get a better offer from a donor over there.
Fucking Nick Saban comes over and says, "Hey, we really like you. You're gonna be in the transfer portal because we got some really good boosters over here."
Yeah, that'll pay you a couple million.
And so that's that. He's mad about that. The other college thing was the center fielder. He plays center field for UCF.
Mm-hmm. University of Central Florida.
The game started at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Started for the game.
Some Dion shit.
Went 2 for 3. A triple and 2 RBIs. Left in the 7th. They threw him on a golf cart. Someone drove him over to the football stadium.
Yeah.
He changed into his football stuff and went out to play the second half of the spring game because he's a quarterback for the football team also. He threw a 48-yard dot for a touchdown. I know it's spring game, but he left, and I'm like, dude, that's wild.
That's awesome to have on your resume.
Yeah.
Like, that's dope. Just say you did it. Even if you never make pro in either sport, like you fizzle off, it'd be like Corrico. I just want to throw this football to the mountains. Like, just be like, I played baseball and did this, and this, and then did this, and then drove across and your grandkids would be like, okay, Pops. Fucking lying
the
ass.
funny thing is, the whole way across, he's like, because they're driving like partway across campus, he's like, come on, go. And then they get to the NFL, or not the NFL, but the football stadium, and he's like, why was I not untying my cleats and getting like partially undressed on the way over here?
It should have been in his drawers, bro. In his Under Armour.
Like he legit came in and he's like trying to untie him in the locker room, and like everybody else obviously is out there because
it's after halftime.
It's just after halftime, and he's like, why was I not untying these cleats and like undoing my belt and stuff on the way over here?
Bro, I would have been in my fucking compression shorts.
That, like legit, because it was probably like in the video, and I don't know if they cut out any parts.
Yeah. It
was probably like 2-3 minutes that they were in the golf cart.
It's
like,
probably all it takes.
Full, like they were going as fast as the golf cart would let them. But I'm saying like, bro, I'd have had my baseball jersey like unbuttoned and
like, everything off. It would have been a pile in the golf cart, and I would have told whoever's driving it, the athletic guy, like, hey, get this back. Fuck this. They're like, you don't do it. That I wouldn't even said shit. I left it. They would have gotten it to where it needed to go. Like, fuck that, you know. And UCF, Central Florida, University of Central Florida. Like that's it. Didn't Jalen Ramsey go there? Like that's a big school.
Yeah, it's a big.
That's a big Division I. Yeah, that's crazy. They would have got his shit where it needed to go. Yeah. Especially if he's a boss like that in 2 sports, you know? Or a boss in 1, he's starting quarterback for the football team, and an outfielder for the, you know? But boss enough that both coaches were okay with it.
Because which at the Division I level is not very common.
No, there's hella pro players that were like, I wanted to do both in college, and they were like, no, you have to pick one or the other. Like, for him to be able to do both. Yeah, injury is a big deal, but to be able to do both, that's
and a time commitment. Like
yeah. Even though it's a spring game, not an actual game, still they wanted him to play that bad that they were like, just fuck it, come over after halftime. Like he's that guy. Then he is that guy.
Yeah,
he is him. De'Aaron, fuck that.
De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron. Yeah, the announcers. That is De'Aaron. Last name him. But the wife was like, who? Fuck him. That's crazy though. But what do you want? Football news still? How about OBJ went to the Ravens? I know it's a little bit old news. Odell Beckham Jr. signed to the Ravens like a week ago.
He's begging Lamar to
banging him. He's on his jock. I want you to be here. I want to play with you. Pause. You know?
Yeah.
But Lamar is like, he's a foot and a half out. He wants to be gone. I don't know. I just don't think anybody's going to pick him up.
Dumb money, dude.
And he's injury prone. 2 years in a row, he missed the last 6 games of the season.
The problem is, and I'll say until I'm fucking dead in my grave, Deshaun Watson's contract with the Browns.
Oh, God.
Ruined.
Football. For quarterbacks.
Contracts for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Ruined it.
Yep.
Because now they all see that Deshaun Watson, didn't play for a whole goddamn year.
Yep. And was facing big charges.
Got fully guaranteed money.
Yep.
So guys like, I don't even want to know what Burrow's going to ask for.
Oh, God, you imagine? I mean, and look at Mahomes. Fucking $500 million?
Because, like, Jesus. Right now, if you look at the league, Burrow and Mahomes are the definite top quarterbacks.
Yeah, so is Dak. Dak is, like, third. Yeah, I think Dak... Or not play-wise, but Dak contract-wise.
No, I'm saying, like, if you're just saying top quarterbacks in the league, it's Mahomes and Burrow.
And Josh Allen.
And to me, Josh Allen...
He hasn't proven himself like that.
He's not 1 or 2.
Yeah.
He's 3.
Yeah, he hasn't proven himself.
The problem is, he's not consistent enough. Like, Burrow's won with the worst offensive line.
Yeah.
He took the worst offensive line to a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if he had any offensive line.
The Cowboys' offensive line. Yeah.
And so, if you look at it, like, Mahomes and Burrow are literally the number 1 and 2. You can argue who's 1, who's 2, whatever you want to do.
Well, I mean, it's not arguing. Mahomes.
Well, some people will argue that that Burrow's the better overall passer, which. So that's what I'm saying. You could argue.
Yeah.
But what's Burrow can ask for? Because his rookie contract is coming up.
Yeah.
This year, I believe.
Him and Jamar Chase, yeah.
Well, Jamar's will be the following year because they weren't drafted in the same year.
Oh, that's right. They came from the same college. Yeah, I gotcha.
And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what is he going to ask for? Because potentially, after this next season, he's just going to have more on his resume. Yep. And so he's going to be like, oh, yeah? I want $3.4 billion fully guaranteed.
For 6 months. Yeah, for training camp, motherfucker.
Like, the fucking, like, that. And that's because of Deshaun. Like, contracts were getting bloated.
Yeah.
But they were not getting fully guaranteed bloated until Deshaun. And now Lamar wants his fully guaranteed contract.
Yeah. But he hasn't earned shit like that.
Deshaun didn't.
Deshaun is a worse quarterback than Lamar, in my opinion. But Deshaun, I guess, I saw a headline yesterday, the day before, said I guess he had a big victory in court with the charges. I don't know. I didn't open it. I didn't read it because I really don't give a fuck about Deshaun. But being a co-host of a podcast, I probably should have read it, you know?
Well, and that's the thing is, it goes back to the Trevor Bauer situation where...
And now he's playing in Japan because nobody will pick him up.
Which is crazy because if you watch like his YouTube shit.
That's how I found out.
So in Japan they have really strict regulations on gloves that pitchers can use.
Oh goodness!
So he couldn't take over any of his gloves that he used in the MLB because it has to be like within a specific size range and it can only be certain colors. And so he got over there, and his contact that helped him get the gig on the team.
I didn't see that one, but yeah.
Took him to this back alley, and he's like, bro, where are you taking me? He's like, trust me, there's a sports store back here. Sure enough, in this back alley, you get into this alley, and it's like nice, like billboard, like with the name of the store, and they go inside, and he found one glove in this whole store that he could use as a pitcher.
Holy shit.
And so he was having this Chinese guy, or Japanese guy.
Right? Yeah.
Break the glove in for him right there.
Damn.
Never been used. Which is wild because some of these baseball guys...
Same glove since high school.
Yeah, like I watched a TikTok the other day where this guy was talking about his gloves, and he's like a minor leaguer. He's like, this is my game glove, and I've had it for like 6 years.
Shit.
And he's a catcher, and so you can see it. He's like starting to get a little worn.
Yeah.
And then he's like, this is my practice glove.
Which he's gonna...
That I'm breaking in.
For a game.
And he's like, and I've been breaking this in for like a year and a half. And so for Trevor Bauer, which obviously pitcher's gloves are less of a big deal than like if you're a position player. But for him to just go literally like walk into Big Five, get a glove, have them break it in, it'd be wild to think about in like the MLB. To say like Clayton Kershaw loses his glove, just walks into a random Big Five in LA.
Yeah.
That's the glove. Break it in for me real fast.
Yeah. Running over with the truck 5 times.
And
That shit's crazy.
And then just go play a game. Like, that doesn't happen. But that's Trevor Bauer's doing that in the Japanese.
But Trevor Bauer does everything unorthodox.
He is a very weird guy.
Remember he had the bow workout thing, the stick? Whatever
People
it's called.
hated the way he warmed up.
I know, but if it worked for me, you know what I'm saying? That it was like
that
a
little,
long
wobbly thing.
Yeah, but supposedly it works. I mean, you would think it does. It's like the shake weight. That shit looked
sus as fuck.
Sus. Thank you. I was trying to find a not so bad word to use, but that is sus as fuck. Like shaking this thing at your face, like you're in a porno.
Like, some of the things he did warm up pissed people off. Like so in the big one for a lot of catchers was his final warm up pitch. He would have them stand up, and he would
fire
what they called a throw, like a pull down is what baseball players call it, where you crow hop and throw it like overhand as hard as you can. They call it a pull down and it's more of an outfielder thing.
Yeah.
Because when you're trying to gun someone out at home.
Yeah, that bounce.
And so when you pull down, a lot of pull downs when you watch outfielders do them is they'll literally like do one crow hop and then they throw and like they leave their feet.
They lunge.
And they a lot of times will end up landing on their stomach on the ground.
Holy shit.
Because they're just throwing literally
their whole
body into
whole
it,
power,
trying to get it to home. And he was doing this. Obviously, he wasn't doing the whole like leaning forward and throwing his body forward
from the mound.
He was doing it from the mound, doing a pull down.
Is that 30 feet? Yeah, 30 feet, right? From the mound.
I think it's
or 45.
MLB.
45.
45.
Because 90 isn't it 90 from home to second? Which would be 30 yards.
And so he would do this. And so imagine that he can already... The pitcher's plate is 24 inches... Oh, that's the size of the plate.
Well, I was like, wait, what?
I was like, that's... It's 60 feet, 6 inches away.
So it's 60 feet. So that's what, 15 yards? No, by 3, right? So it'd be 10 yards.
Be 20 yards.
20? Oh, yeah. My math's off. Yeah. So 60 feet. So, wait, the mound's 60 feet from home plate? Damn, that's farther than I thought. So, yeah, so it is 90 yards till second. Or 90, yeah. I don't know. I'm fucking lost, dude. Just been a long day.
It's 127 feet from home to straight out to second.
Which is about 90 yards, right?
It's about 60 yards.
60, is it?
No, by 3? 40?
Yes, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I was thinking.
But, so he would do this. So imagine, in his pitching stance, he can already throw almost 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So imagine with a pull down, throwing everything he has into it with a full-on crow hop.
Yeah, like $130, $120.
Like, this man's just, for no reason. It literally doesn't help his pitching, doesn't help anything. Catchers hated it.
Yeah.
But
a lot of people, like, didn't he get in fights in the dugout during games with...
He was, because he's a very eccentric, very...
He's abrasive.
Yeah. Great pitcher.
Yeah. But the SA things that he was charged with, I don't know if we could say it on there. Fuck it, we don't have...
Well,
he was charged with... Or no, he wasn't charged. He wasn't. He was accused of sexual assault. And actually, he was... The DA everywhere, they declined charges. They even investigated, and he was found not guilty by the MLB, which is crazy why he didn't get a job. But he didn't do that shit, and the quote-unquote victim, the female, was... Like, they proved she was lying. In the court of law, everything, you know?
Even in civil court, when she tried to sue him,
yeah,
she didn't get anything out of it.
Yeah, so legally we can say that. She wasn't a victim. She lied about everything. And then she, like, posted a picture of her smiling. Well, he's like, they just fornicated and did some crazy rough, adult stuff, like some bondage type shit that she wanted. And then she took a selfie in the bed with him in the background. And this guy's, after all this, is sleeping on his back with a sleeping mask and a neck pillow on.
Yeah.
Like, even when you have company after a rendezvous, you have company. Most time, if you're gonna have company over and rendezvous, you're trying to be that manly man or cool, and you're not gonna sleep like he's like, oh, put my nerd stuff back on. Don't give a fuck who's here. What the fuck? Like, that's how eccentric he was. He didn't give a fuck.
Well, and the thing is, I think a lot of it stems like him not getting a job. He was abrasive and did all those weird things, but people put up with it.
Yeah.
Because of how good he was.
Yeah. 100%.
And now the stigma around all of what he was accused of gives them that out of oh, it's too much.
Bad press.
Too much to bring into the clubhouse.
Yeah.
So now they have a reason to they can't justify his talent overriding it.
It's crazy. But no, that he's one of the best pitchers to play the game.
It's one of those things where like, what would his career look like if
that bitch wouldn't have lied?
Yeah.
Well, he still would have been an outcast, but at least an outcast that would.
Well, I mean, you have guys like that. Jake Peavy was the same way.
Yes.
Where nobody really they all found him weird, and he did weird things.
Well, since he's
still done weird shit.
As a Giants fan, he came and helped us win championship. I think one. Have you seen him talk since he's retired? Like some conspiracy shit, like crazy, outlandish conspiracy shit.
Yeah.
Like, I've even looked at like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, he went out...
Podcast shit?
He took his gold glove and went and pitched part of a game for the Savannah Bananas.
That's cool, though.
But that's what I'm saying. That's how, like...
He doesn't give a fuck. But
that's how out there he is. Like, how many guys would take their gold glove, which is literally just a glove that's painted gold.
But isn't it on a platform? Don't they set it on a platform too?
Yeah, but it's not like mounted. It's literally just like on a trophy.
Gotcha.
And it's literally just like if you're a catcher, it's just a catcher's glove painted gold. Which, whatever, not a big deal. But yeah, he just took that thing off there and went out and pitched a couple innings for the Savannah Bananas.
See, and I think that shit's cool.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, how many pitchers would normally, like, normal-minded pitchers would do that?
None.
That's why, like, it takes an eccentric person to be like, oh, yeah, this would be funny.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, you're right. You're right. And I'm trying to find, I'm Googling it right now. I can't remember what he said. But.
And so I feel like Trevor Bauer was similarly eccentric and not always liked in the dugout, just kind of like, just like Jake Peavy was. And Jake Peavy had a great career.
Yeah, absolutely.
But.
Oh, damn. I just realized he was, he just opened up about a scam that robbed him of $15 million.
Jake Peavy?
Yeah. That's crazy. He lost $15 million by a Ponzi scheme. That's sad. That sucks. But, I mean, I think with MLB, your contracts are guaranteed. So he probably has a lot more money than that. But still, that's still sad.
And a lot of times it's because you trusted. They end up trusting someone that gives
financial advisor, you know.
Financial advisor just...
Some of your favorite players have fallen victim to that shit. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of them. And that's why now the major leagues of all, like MLB, NBA, NFL, try to teach their younger incoming players about...
They have a rookie symposium.
Yeah.
They've had that for a while now. And then I guess a lot of colleges have media training, which is super cool. So you don't hear a lot of and you know.
Oh,
but
exactly.
you still hear that from some players. Like
Deion Sanders, he does that with his guys all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, he brought in Brittany Reiner, who fucking catfished dude from the Hornets into knocking her up. And then she wrote a book about being a thought and about how she was trying to catfish an athlete because they're the easiest and the dumbest to knock her up so she could be paid for the rest of her life or whatnot. And this dude knocked her up. I can't remember. It's not obviously not LaMelo Ball, but I mean he was dating Anna Montana, the porn star.
Yeah.
So she's probably on the same thing. I can't remember what's another fucking Charlotte Hornets player, one of the bigger names.
Bridges?
Mikel? No, it wasn't him. Anyways, but so over at JSC, Jackson State, or JSU,
yeah,
that the HBCU where Dion was coaching before he went to Colorado, he had Brittany Reiner, or whatever her name is, come in and talk to the fucking team. And the team was like, oh my God, look at, this bad bitch. Look at her because she's a social media star. And he was like, tell him what you did and tell him what you do. And Dion brought her in to be like, don't fall for this shit. And she explained to the team, like, look, this is how I did it. This is why I was doing it. This is what I did. And this is how it worked. Don't fall for it. I'm like, Dion, you are the GOAT. And that reminds me, I just saw another headline. I didn't read the article earlier today, but I guess 6 different players from Colorado State, the CSU, where he's not the head coach of, went in the transfer portal. But these aren't, because Dion brought 5-star recruits and 4-star recruits in with him. The first deal of business he did when he got that job, went in and fired, told like 12 different kids, you better hit the portal because you're not playing. You guys don't put in enough. You guys don't care enough. But I guess like 5 or 6 of his players, running back, and a tight end, and like 4 defensive players hit the portal today or yesterday or whatnot. But they're second-year players with the team, and he's a first-year coach. So they were probably like, oh, Dion's here, or Coach Prime, we're not playing, He don't give a fuck, though. He's stacking his shit. CSU's gonna fucking win a national title, probably.
Well, and the crazy
in the
thing
next
was,
2 years.
I saw, obviously he does that whole, you gotta earn your number.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the training guys who has been there forever, he's like, I've never seen the team this bought in.
Mm-hmm.
And then the spring game sold out within like minutes of the tickets going out.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't had more than like 2,000 kids show up to the spring game in the last like 15 years or some shit like that.
And that stadium probably holds 65,000 people.
Yeah, but it's sold out.
I bet. Dude, Dion is and has and always will be my favorite NFL player of all time. You know that.
Yeah.
You've been one of my 2 best friends for 12 years now. And Dion has always been my favorite player of any sport. Like, I went to Vegas in November and bought a Dion jersey off the strip because I've been looking for this jersey for fucking 17 years and finally found it,
Yeah.
Like, that's my guy. Like, if I lived closer, like I used to live in Salt Lake City, I would have bought a ticket and drove to go see that game, just to, yeah. It's crazy, though. But that shit's nuts. Ooh, my bad. So, not next weekend, the weekend after, 2 weeks from now, the 22nd.
That's next weekend.
Is it next weekend now? Holy shit, you're right. Next weekend, we're buying a pay-per-view, and we're going to see Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. And Tank Davis is my current favorite fighter. Mike Tyson's my favorite fighter of all time. And Tank Davis is, like, in my opinion, somewhat of a second coming of Mike Tyson. And he's having, like, the fight of the decade. Obviously, you know that. We've talked about it. We're both putting in for an $85 fucking pay-per-view. And I can't wait to watch that fight. Like, he's, I think, 24-0, and, like, 20 of them, I don't quote me, like, 20 of them are knockouts. Ryan Garcia is more of a social media star, but a fighter. He's been training since he was 7. And I think he's, like, 22-0. And 18 by knockout or some shit. So this is going to be Tank Davis's, like, biggest contender, like,
oh, yeah,
so far.
I want it to be one of those old school
I want to see
get in close and just bang it out.
I want to see that too. I want to see Tank win it. I love Tank. He's from Baltimore. His mom was drugged out. His dad wasn't there. At like 6 or 7 years old, his trainer, brought him into the gym to keep him out of trouble. Him and some friends, and some of the friends didn't take it seriously. Now all of those friends are dead. He was saying he only had one shot, and he stayed in the gym with dude. Dude went to prison, and his trainer got back out and continued. And now he's been his trainer. He is Floyd Mayweather's protege. He's Mike Tyson's favorite fighter. But I can't wait to watch that fight. I'm so excited. Like, I know I don't pay for pay-per-view. I don't watch really UFC. Like, I like UFC. I don't remember
the last pay-per-view I paid for.
I think the last one I think we paid for, well, you were here. Yeah, me, you, Ronnie. It was Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. We watched it in my living room.
Oh, yeah,
you, and Ronnie put in for it, right? Me, you, and Ronnie and somebody else are putting in for this one. But it's only the second one I think I've paid for because I don't give a fuck to. Because usually we have friends that pay for them. We go to their house for parties and shit or pitch in whatever, exactly. Bring alcohol. But this one I can't wait to pay and watch this one. And then speaking of boxing, so Jake Paul, everybody he got beat by Tommy Fury, which is Tyson Fury's younger brother. And Tommy Fury is not a good boxer. Like he's pro.
No, that fight.
It went to the decision. Yeah,
I could go. I mean, going pro doesn't.
It constitutes having a certain amount of fights, right? Win or lose.
You can literally just pay for your pro card.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's wild. Yeah, Tyson Fury beat Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury's a real deal.
Oh, Tyson, yeah.
But his younger brother Tommy he's a pretty looking motherfucker too. He's a good looking dude. Pause. But he's not a boxer.
Was super sloppy.
Both of them.
And Jake makes sense when you see him being sloppy because he hasn't been training that long.
3 years.
But you got Tommy Fury who's been over here training for...
His older brother's the champion,
And he's just as sloppy as Jake.
And they went 12 rounds and Tommy won the decision. And Jake, like everybody said, Jake is not a real boxer. Half people were like, or not half, but like, oh, look at him. He's knocking everybody out. Everybody's been knocked out. He's never fought a real boxer. Like, he's fought retired MMA fighters, retired basketball players. Yeah, right? That's it, right? And celebrities. He's never fought an actual boxer. He fought an actual boxer who was garbage and lost, But they signed a contract. Him and Nate Diaz are going to be boxing in August. I just think Nate Diaz has too much heart. And he's not going to, like you said, take a fucking fall.
He's not going to fake it. There's no way.
I don't know. I think
if he does, then...
But Nate Diaz he's rich and he's got millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So I don't, and being from Northern California up here, he's a Stockton boy. And you know how the Stockton boys are crazy. You feel me? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
I think Nate wins it. What do you think?
I think he wins it too, yeah. Easily.
So, hopefully it's knocked. I want to see Jake Paul fucking get knocked the fuck out. That is my hope. Like, I'm so sick of Jake Paul and his antics.
I just want to see him get
tanked.
One time.
Why? I on TMZ, that article I told you earlier, I read the headline. It says that cops rushed Jake Paul away from confrontation because Floyd Mayweather saw him and confronted him, and he had to run behind the cops away from Floyd Mayweather,
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He's doing his thing and making his money, so...
Yeah, I can't knock that.
More power to him. But I just think he thinks that this money gets him all the... like, he can do whatever. Like, he was talking about, oh, maybe I should try to be in the NFL next.
Yeah.
And then, like, the clips of him came out, like, at the Dolphins facility.
Browns.
Oh, was it the Browns?
Yeah.
And he just got feet for hands, bro.
Remember he signed a contract with the Browns? He signed a contract with them, but it was more of a social media thing. It was all publicity. But yeah, because he's from Ohio, from that area. But he signed a contract with the Browns, but it was all a publicity stunt. Like, fucking, I'm so sick of him, dude. Like, when he was just a YouTube quote-unquote star, I was fucking sick of this kid. Like, his neighbors were sick of him. The cops are... Everybody's been sick of him. I'm surprised his parents didn't abort him, you know? But whatever. Like, I don't know. But, I don't know. What do you got, Big? Or you trying to wrap it up?
I don't have anything else left over here on my side.
I've got some shit, but it's not shit that really matters. I think we've been blabbing for a while. What do you think? How long have we been out for?
Hour 40.
Yeah, this would be one of our shorter. I mean, yeah. But I think we're good, yeah? I'm tired. We've been out this shit all night. We've been watching games and hanging out, so I think we're good. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, we appreciate each and every one of you. Please like, subscribe, share everything. And till next time, it's Big and Bliss signing off. Peace.